Speaking first, and then you're going to take my spot.
Okay.
And then I'm going to call a no and then take his spot. Yeah.
So I'm just to start. Sorry, I wasn't sure if the prompter. Hi there. Welcome here today to the beautiful Thousand Islands. I am Mayor Corinna Smith-Gatcke, also the Warden of the United Counties of Leeds and Grenville, and we're so happy to have the Minister of Transportation, Minister Sarkaria, and MPP Clark, along with the Chair of the St. Lawrence Parks Commission, Mr. Runciman, Mayor Haley, and our other MPP representatives. So thank you very much for being here today.
Good morning and good afternoon, actually, and thank you very much. I really appreciate everyone being here today and being in this beautiful place in the province. And I want to thank my colleague, Minister Clark, MMP Clark, and Minister Quinn, who have been tireless advocates for Eastern Ontario and the Thousand Islands, and our local leadership here as well. Incredibly proud to work with the team here, Bob Runciman, the St. Lawrence Park Commission. It wasn't long ago that we had a meeting in MPP Clark's office to discuss this, and I really want to take an opportunity to recognize everything that you do for the community, for the St. Lawrence Parks Commission, as well as Holly, who has done an incredible job as well. Without their vision, we wouldn't be standing here today, so thank you to all of them, and of course, Minister Quinn as well, for everything that he has been doing on his file and the advocacy for Eastern Ontario, especially our highways across this province. Anyone who is familiar with this region knows that the Thousand Island Parkway is a landmark destination that countless families, businesses, and tourists rely on to see the best of Eastern Ontario every year. This route is not just known for the scenery and wealth of outdoor activities it offers, it is also a critical connection to Highway 401. Today, I am pleased to announce that Ontario has signed a historic agreement with the St. Lawrence Parks Commission, taking over direct responsibility for annual maintenance and rehabilitation of the Thousand Islands Parkway. This will protect local communities from the rising costs of upkeep and ensure the 40-kilometer scenic parkway is maintained for all to enjoy. Importantly, our expanded agreement will allow the St. Lawrence Parks Commission to focus more of their resources on restoring trails, campsites, and other amenities, and to improve the visitor experience for everyone. Our government will cover all maintenance and capital costs for the Thousand Island Parkway, including the roadway and multi-use paths. When it comes to the 401, the eastern portion just north of us accommodates about 120,000 vehicles and about 10,000 trucks carrying $380 million in goods every single day. That is why our government is also investing over $27 million to resurface 17 kilometers of Highway 401 between Mallorytown Road and the County Road 2 interchange in the Township of Leeds and Thousand Islands and Brockville. This includes resurfacing the existing pavement and adding fully paved shoulders, repairing, replacing culverts, installing new lighting at the County Road 2 ramp terminals, and rehabilitating the Mallorytown Road underpass to accommodate the future widening of Highway 401. This work will improve road safety and reliability while supporting economic growth in local communities throughout Eastern Ontario. Under the leadership of Premier Ford, our government knows this region is a key driver of our economy and vital to our success as a province. That is why this year alone, we're investing nearly $4 billion through our Ontario Highways Plan, with hundreds of rehabilitation and expansion projects across Eastern Ontario. By covering costs for the Thousand Islands Parkway and resurfacing Highway 401, we're keeping families and businesses in Eastern Ontario moving quickly and safely for generations to come. Thank you very much, and with that said, I'll turn it over to the Chair, Runciman.
Thank you, Minister Sarkaria, Minister Quinn, MPP Clark, municipal officials, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very good day for the St. Lawrence Parks Commission. The agreement announced today is the culmination of several years of discussions between the Ministry and the Commission. The Commission initiated the discussions with the view that to not only protect these wonderful provincial assets, the Thousand Islands Parkway and the Long Sault Parkway, but to enhance them for current and future generations of residents and visitors. We needed help and expertise that only the Ministry of Transportation could provide, and now we are getting it. The Commission, with its limited staff and budget, has had difficulty addressing the many faceted and growing needs for parkway management and maintenance. And one of the many benefits of the enhanced agreement for the Thousand Islands Parkway is the Ministry's commitment to assume maintenance of what I think is perhaps the Parkway's second most popular feature, the multi-use path, including rehabilitation of the pavement when required. Thousands of visitors and locals walk, cycle, and jog on the path every year. Another big plus, and something that's been a burr under my saddle for a long time, is removal of sumac along the riverside shoulders that limits or completely blocks way too many of the gorgeous views of the St. Lawrence and the islands. And this will also include grooming and maintenance of our scenic lookouts. And one final example of a change that will significantly assist the Commission is the Ministry's agreement to carry out a technical review of land planning and permit applications. Things like entrance and building permits, and then recommend decisions to the Commission. I should also indicate that we are continuing to work with the Ministry in the development of a separate agreement for the Long Sault Parkway, located in South Stormont. I would suggest you stay tuned, as I know Minister Quinn will be instrumental in these discussions, and I know he is a very strong advocate for the Township of South Stormont and the Parks Commission. And finally, my sincere thanks to Minister Sarkaria, who has been hugely helpful in understanding throughout this process. MPP Steve Clark, who has been in our corner since day one and has helped to open more than a few doors. And last but definitely not least, the Commission's CEO and General Manager, Holly Q. Holly's been the driving force behind this effort, and I simply can't say enough about her tireless advocacy for these much-needed changes. She deserves enormous credit for the announcement today. So thank you all for being here, and I would now like to introduce our great MPP, Steve Clark.
Thanks, Bob, and thanks to Minister Sarkaria for being back in our riding today and for the great news announcements involving really two critical roadways in our region. I also want to thank our Eastern Ontario Minister, the Honourable Nolan Quinn, Minister of Colleges and Universities, for his unwavering support. I want to thank our local mayors, Mayor Smith-Gatcke and Mayor Haley, for being here. But before I begin with my remarks, I have to recognize the outstanding work at the St. Lawrence Parks Commission under the leadership of Bob Runciman, who's the board chair, and Holly Q, the GM and CEO. As all of you know, the Commission is responsible for some of the most beloved destinations for local families and for visitors from around the world. And I can't say enough, I can't stress enough about the tremendous work that the Parks Commission has done to invest in their facilities, like the amazing revitalization of Browns Bay Beach and picnic area. It's beautiful, so thank you. I'm proud of the work that you're doing and of the strong relationship that I have with the Parks Commission as one of our integral partners in our region's success. So today's announcement from the Ministry of Transportation that will assume responsibility for the Thousand Islands Parkway is a really exciting announcement. The Parkway is without question one of the most beautiful stretches of roadway that you're going to find anywhere in the province of Ontario. It's also a vital link, connecting tens of thousands of visitors from across Ontario and around the world to destinations along the St. Lawrence. So today we have the commitment from MTO to maintain the Parkway and to cover the infrastructure costs that can run into the millions of dollars. So that means the Parks Commission can focus resources on continuing to enhance its parks, its campgrounds, and its other amenities. These attractions play such an important role in our region's tourism economy and our residents' quality of life. So thanks to you, Minister Sarkaria, thanks to your entire MTO team for recognizing the value of this opportunity to our community and for working to complete that MOU process. Now, I want to focus the remainder of my remarks on the Ministry's announcement that the government is investing $27.5 million for Highway 401 improvements between Mallorytown and Brockville. And of course, we appreciate these improvements and the added safety for motorists. But I want to be clear, this is just not about today. I'm asked almost every day, Steve, when are we going to work on expanding the 401 in Eastern Ontario? Well, the answer is we are getting to work on it, and this investment and others that our government has made since we took office. So in addition to resurfacing 17 kilometers of highway, this $27.5 million will provide fully paved shoulders, culvert repairs and replacements, new lighting on ramps, and rehabilitation of the Mallorytown Road underpass. All of this work is necessary to accommodate the future widening of the highway. So folks, it's a massive project and one that I've been championing since I was first elected as an MPP in 2010, and I'm proud our government is taking those steps to not just plan, but prepare for the expansion. So now I'd like to ask my colleague, my neighbour, my friend, the Honourable Nolan Quinn, Ontario's Minister of Colleges and Universities and the fantastic MPP for Stormont-Dundas-South Glengarry, to come forward.
Thank you, MPP Clark, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. Today's announcement is an exciting step forward in supporting the communities of Eastern Ontario. The Ontario government is committed to ensuring the long-term sustainability of the Thousand Islands Parkway. The Thousand Islands Parkway is more than just a road. It's a vital connection to the beauty, history, and the recreation of the Thousand Islands region. It offers stunning views, which I just saw this morning, of the St. Lawrence River and provides access to the Thousand Islands National Park and several provincial parks as well, making it a popular destination for outdoor activities like boating, hiking, and cycling. Moreover, this parkway plays an important role in supporting the local economy, bringing visitors like my family who support the businesses throughout the region, from restaurants and hotels to marinas and recreational services. It's also a cultural treasure passing through lands rich in Indigenous heritage and historical sites that date back to the 19th century. In addition to the Thousand Islands Parkway Agreement, the Ontario government is investing $27.5 million to ensure the safe and efficient movement of people and goods along the Highway 401 in Eastern Ontario. This project will resurface nearly 17 kilometres of highway between Mallorytown and Brockville and will include upgrades such as a fully paved shoulders, culvert repairs and replacements, as well as new lighting at County Road 2 ramp terminals, and the rehabilitation of the Mallorytown Road underpass to accommodate the future widening of the Highway 401. With approximately 120,000 vehicles and 10,000 trucks carrying $380 million in goods each day, this important infrastructure will help keep goods and people moving across the region. And believe me, I take that highway quite frequently to come back and forth from Toronto, so this is a much-needed upgrade. By assuming responsibility for the parkway's upkeep and investing in the critical infrastructure like Highway 401, the government is ensuring that these vital routes remain sustainable assets for the community, for tourism, and for future generations to enjoy. Thank you.
So we'll now move on to questions. It'll be one question and one follow-up.
Hi, Minister. How you doing?
Good, Rita. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have a question for Taxi News, and it is with regard to the 3 sexual assaults that took place in Peel region, Peel and Vaughan, I guess, York and Peel. In November, 3 young women were assaulted by a man claiming to be a rideshare driver who drove up to a transit shelter and offered them a ride. We've also in the last year had just over-the-top taxi scams with people claiming to be taxi drivers with fake signs on their roof. The Highway Traffic Act actually gives you the right to prescribe regulation for visual identification of vehicles for hire. Are you prepared to tell the municipalities to revisit the signage requirements they took out in 2016? Because it seems to be causing a problem.
Well, thank you for that question, Rita. I think anything that we can do from the ministry's perspective to help support better safety on the roads is something that we're always interested in. I know that there's local bylaws, City of Toronto and other municipalities that have those visual identifiers as required, but if there's I'm happy to take that back to discuss further to see how we can ensure that whether there's an increase of fraudulent taxi drivers or others identifying as such, that we can clamp down on that, because obviously that's very important from a safety perspective from our end. So I'm happy to take that back.
Rideshare as well.
And rideshare, sorry, my apologies. Rideshare as well as the cases that you've referenced. So that's very important, and I don't see an issue why individuals shouldn't be identifying themselves with whether it be decals or signs as to who they are working for or doing work for, whether it be a rideshare or a taxi. So I'm happy to take that back, especially from a public safety angle.
Can you just expand on why the government is taking on this responsibility?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, as my colleague Minister MPP Clark has also said, was that this is a vital link to the 401. The amount of people that visit here and use the Parkway from a tourism perspective, obviously it's a very difficult challenge when you look at the volume, very unique if you look across the province on the volume of cars that go through here, especially in the summer months. And so we have to be sure that we can have our roadways, highways, safe, reliable, and so when we looked at this circumstance, and as a chair and MPP Clark, we had many meetings over the last couple months to discuss the implications financially, not only to residents but also to how difficult it was to maintain it. It made total sense for MTO to step in, especially given how much of an important, not only economic driver, tourism driver, and just how important this is to not only the region here, but to all of Ontario. So we thought it was an important opportunity for us to step up, listen to the unique concerns of the community, and help address those. MP Clark, I'm not sure if you want to add anything to that.
I think the argument that Bob and Holly and the Parks Commission have always made to us is who's better, whose job should it be to maintain both maintenance and rehabilitation of the Parkway and the multi-use path? Should it be the ministry that looks after all the other highways? We think so, right? And now it gives this agency of the government, geared towards tourism, to look at their amenities, their trail system, some of their attractions, some of their iconic properties like Browns Bay Beach, which with our help, they've been able to invest. We think the Parks Commission does a better job at those amenities and future expansion of those amenities, as opposed to being a maintenance crew for the Thousand Islands Parkway. That's better situated with MTO. And so I'm over the moon that we're here today, and I want to thank the Minister and Chair Runciman and Holly at the Commission for making this marriage happen. So I can't wait to sign the MOU.
Road Warrior News question for Minister Quinn.
Quinn, okay.
You're so tall. I have to adjust my camera. Minister Quinn, the last time I asked colleges how many inspectors there were for the 550 career colleges in the province of Ontario, it was 8. Has that number changed any in the last year? And if so, what has it changed to?
To be honest, I'd have to look that up. I wouldn't want to give you an answer that would be inaccurate at this point, so I can get back to you on the information on that.
Okay,
That was good. That was good.
We're good?